and Colombia to stop drug traffickers. As U.S. Marines conduct joint training exercises there, Matt Rivers is in Trinidad and Tobago off the coast of Venezuela with the latest for us. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Robin. And from this spot where we are, we're only about couple dozen miles from the coast of Venezuela, and it's in this area that the U.S. military has chosen to conduct these joint military exercises amid one of the largest buildups of the U.S. military in this region in decades. Overnight, we've got some new satellite images to show you of the most advanced lethal aircraft carrier in the world, the USS Gerald R. Ford, moving into the Caribbean as tensions escalate. Some 15,000 troops now in the waters off Venezuela, and overnight President Trump not ruling out using them on the ground, saying all options remain on the table. The president, though, also not ruling out talking with Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, as the game plan here for the U.S. remains very unclear. And as the president weighs striking Venezuela, also overnight not ruling out striking both Mexico and Colombia, saying each is responsible for flooding the United States with drugs. For his part, President Maduro saying he wants peace, but at the same time calling up some 200,000 members of his country's military and various militia there, clearly preparing for the possibility of conflict. George?
After U.S. strikes on suspected drug boats off the coast of Venezuela. While taking questions in the Oval Office just yesterday, President Trump said he is not ruling out military action inside Venezuela. The president's comments come as the nation's most advanced warship sits on the waters of the Caribbean. It is the latest addition to the U.S. growing military fleet, and troops in the region are putting pressure on Venezuela. CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata joins us live from Puerto Rico. Charlie, good to see you today. We just got a NOTAM saying the U.S. FAA warns of a potentially hazardous situation in San Juan, Puerto Rico, flight information region due to an increase in state aircraft operations. Sounds really confusing, Charlie, so can you explain what a NOTAM is and just how serious this is or is not?
Well, a NOTAM is a notice to airmen, and it's something that you absolutely have to take seriously because essentially that's a notice to pilots to say, look, there is an increased frequency, increased congestion in the airs, and it kind of stands to the reason. It doesn't necessarily serve as a precursor to military action, although it has in the past when I've been in parts of the Middle East and there have been NOTAMs issued there. Sometimes 1 or 2 days later, you'll see airstrikes. In this particular case, we don't want to be that alarmist, but it just underlines the amount of military firepower that is now in this region. So we went to the Roosevelt Roads Naval Base yesterday. F-35s are flying there all the time out of Puerto Rico. Now we've got the USS Gerald R. Ford. It's got 4 squadrons of F-18 fighter jets. It's likely that those are in action, which may be what has impacted or triggered this NOTAM. So it certainly is something to pay attention to, certainly if you're a pilot, to be aware of and to have this increased awareness, especially around that San Juan area. I was surprised that it was specific to that area about San Juan because all of this is happening here in Puerto Rico and, of course, in the seas of Puerto Rico as well. Some guy's chasing down his dog. And the seas around Puerto Rico, it simply means there's a lot of aircraft in the air. And in addition to that, we've just learned this today, the mayor of Aguadilla, there's a base there, a U.S. base, and that's where the Reaper drones are based. And he said these things are taking off all the time. And those are armed with Hellfire missile. So I think if you put that whole composite picture together, that may have been the reason that notice went out, that NOTAM, notice to airmen, of just be on your guard around this area.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. And Charlie, I understand you talked to a local mayor. What did they say, and what have you been seeing out there in terms of ships and also troops?
Yes, well, you can't even make it out, but right behind me is a U.S. Navy supply ship, and that's a ship that they would come into dock. It just came in this morning, and that would refuel, and then it would take fuel to the warships that are now out in the seas around this region. So we're seeing that kind of activity. A couple of days ago, we saw a guided missile cruiser pull up in St. Thomas. In St. Croix. So many islands. And the F-35s that are taking off, those are the things that we're seeing. But in addition to that, over in Trinidad and Tobago, the U.S. military, in this case the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit, those are Marines, they have been running drills and practices too. So we're aware of that, and we have seen some images come out of the 22 MEU, the Marine Expeditionary Unit, those are being released by Southern Command. So we're seeing some of that. We haven't been getting much access to it. We persist. We want to get to these areas here in Puerto Rico. They're running training drills in Santiago. So all of this is taking place. Some of it we can see with our own eyes. We're hoping to see those Reaper drones tomorrow. The F-35s are in plain sight. You see the warships coming by.
How does the Kremlin assess this announcement by the United States regarding the launch of Operation Southern Spear and the buildup of military power by the United States near Venezuela?
We hope that no actions will be undertaken that could possibly to cause a destabilization of the overall situation within the entire Caribbean Basin region and in the areas surrounding Venezuela, and that everything will be done in full accordance with international law. International law right now in many parts of the world
Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 6, and it reads, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for it is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders, a great millstone, and peace and salutations to the whole full elect, man. All right. And what we see, this buildup down there in Venezuela, hey, it's ultimately the Lord getting ready to destroy this place, man. All right. There's military drills going on. You know, I just made 2 videos going into the same stuff, but, you know, I keep getting on the internet, and that's what I see. Wars and rumors of wars. So that's what we're going to talk about. Prophecy, man. World War III brewing up in the background. That means that, hey, the technology for the MOTB has to be that much closer, man, to being implemented in this earth, man. Something's going to happen, something major. Blackout, something's going to happen. They're going to implement that mark of the beast, man, because World War III is right at the door. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon, yeah, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, because this place is going to be destroyed. Babylon today is America. For it is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. So the Lord is ready to pay America back for all of its iniquity that it's done. All right, especially to his people. Verse 7, it says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. These nations are waking up. They got real drunk with this whore, all right? And whatever happened that night type of shit. Now they waking up from that slumber, all right? And they're like, oh, what the hell? Like, what did I do last night? Like, they're waking up from the strong drink of America, man. All right, the dollar's crashing, everything is crashing. People are upset, people are sad, depressed, filled with anxiety. They can't afford their food or their groceries. They can't afford to pay their rents and things like that. Everybody's languishing. People are going back to their own countries, back to India or Iraq or wherever they came from. People are, they know that the future of this place is not going to be too good. All right. It says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad because it's not working anymore. So, therefore, the nations are mad. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. This place can't be healed. They want to make America great again, but America ain't going to be great. All right, the Lord doesn't want that to happen. It says, forsake her and let every one of us go into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto the heaven, and it is lifted up to the skies. So this place's judgment is lifted up to the Lord, man. Now the Lord has to make inquisition. All right. The Lord have brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our God. It says, make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. That's right. Russia, the spirit of the kings of the Medes, going back to Ezekiel 38. Lord said he's going to put hooks in them. All right, so it's saying it again right now. It says, make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Lord of hosts, have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes for his devices against Babylon, aka America, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. And that's what we see going on in the earth, man. That's what's about to happen. Just a quick few scriptures real quick. This is let's go to Job. Job. I think I got this yesterday. I'm trying to finish this. Job. Job 18:7. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Yeah, I read this the other day. I'm going to read it again. For he is cast into a net by his own feet and walketh upon a snare. This place is walking upon a snare. The jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robbers shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and the trap for him in the way. So everything that they doing is setting up a trap for themselves. It says, terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Yeah, now you got to pay attention, because none of the shit. See, that's why the scriptures say they're going to come down with great wrath, because the witchcraft ain't working no more. Ain't nothing working for you no more. All right, so that's you see a Russia 15 miles off the coast of Hawaii, man. All right, so they got missiles surrounding this place, man. Revelations 12:12. This was about to happen. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell therein. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So this devil is going to come down with great wrath, man. All right. He's going to force that MOTB. He's going to force you into concentration camps. By force, he's going to come start picking you up, ripping you out of your homes. All right. You see how they ripping people out of cars and stuff. The ICE agents ripping people out of their houses. Duck tying, what they tied little black kids' arms together with zip ties. All right. They're trying to show you. They're trying to show you how it's going to be in the future, man. All right. So this is the future. So that devil is going to come down with that great wrath, because he knows that he had but a short time, man. All right, this is what's about to happen. Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah chapter. Let's read that real quick. Jeremiah 30. All right, and start at 5. And it says, "For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness." That's right. A man with his hands on his loins, meaning that he's probably tired. If he's stuck down there like that, that means he's tired of running or something. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." So Jacob's trouble is coming up on America, man. All right, Jacob's trouble is coming up on America, man. All right, times look like never before. All right, Amos. What was I reading earlier? You got to tie something to that one. Yeah, let's go to this one. Yeah, this is Amos 5:18. It says, "But woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? For the day of the Lord is darkness and not light." And going back to the scripture we read in Jeremiah 5, or Jeremiah chapter 30, going into Jacob's trouble, it speaks about how a man with his hands on his loins. Well, this is that Amos 5:19. It says, "As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into a house and leaned his hand on a wall, and a serpent bit him." So it's going to be like a man flee. To flee means to run. So you running from a lion, and a bear meets you. And it don't have to be a real lion. It could be a situation to where people are chasing you and your child, or you and your wife. All right. And then you got from that situation. They ended up, you lost them. You evaded them, and you went into a house. They were searching the other houses. They didn't find you, but you hiding in that house, and then you find out somebody else in there hiding. They got a gun at you, and they're trying to hide from the same people. And now when those same people get away, now you got to deal with these mugs that's already in there. All right. Okay, so you're gonna be running from one thing to another, man. Those are the times that's coming up on America, man. That's why the Lord gonna destroy this place with thermonuclear missiles, man. It's about to get really bad outside, man. All right, now you got to deal with those people. Now you got to figure out a way to get away from them, because they trying to eat you. All right, it's gonna be a horrible time, man. It's gonna be a horrible time, man. Job 20. And 19, because he hath oppressed and forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away an house which he builded not. And that's what he do right here in America, Babylon the Great. Surely he should not feel quietness in his belly. He should not save of that which he desires. And what does he desire? He desires to put you in a concentration camp, to put an RFID microchip into you, to make you his perpetual slave. All right? To go with his perpetual hatred towards you tribes, man. All right? He wants to put that chip inside the elect. He know the elect is around here. That's another reason why he coming down with great wrath. And he know that he had but a short time. He's seeing the prophets. He's seeing the signs that the Lord said was going to happen, the chariots, so-called UFOs, three-eye atlas. You know, he's seeing all types of stuff. Congress is having meetings about the UFO, UAP activity. They're shooting hellfire missiles at them. So they're freaking out, man. They're freaking out. It says, surely he should not feel quietness in his belly. He should not save of that which he desires. And what does he desire? To put an RFID microchip inside of you, make you a slave. There shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Yeah, the workers are going to get tired. They're tired right now. A bunch of people can't survive. A bunch of people are going to food banks. Food banks are overwhelmed. A bunch of older folks are going back to work. They're coming out of retirement because they can't afford it. They're saying that the retirement age is constantly going to change. Like, you're never going to be able to retire. People that are 25 to 35 right now, don't even think about it. You're not going to be able to retire. No, unless you got $1 million in there. By the time you 29, 30 years old, you're not gonna be able to retire either. You're gonna work until you die. Okay, that's America for you, man. Old people working at the Kroger, bagging groceries and shit. Old 80-year-old grandmother that should be home. That's what we see every single day. That's what you're not gonna. Ain't nobody about to retire. That's why I said every hand of the wicked, the workers. It's talking about the workers, because people are getting tired of this government. People are about to go against you, you government. It says every hand of the wicked shall come upon him when he is about to fill his belly. The Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Yeah, you about to get rained upon with those missiles. You damn devil. All right. So, in the background, the Lord is working on our behalf, man. The Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, is working on our behalf. All right. And he's doing things in the earth to show us the signs that he's working on our behalf, man. Yeah, this is Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. So the missiles, the Lord created the smith, the scientists that work on the missiles, mixing different elements together to make the missiles, man. Okay. The Lord created the scientists to do those things for this exact purpose, for the purpose of destroying America, Babylon the Great. It says, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, meaning a weapon. The scientists that create these thermonuclear warheads, that create this charge that's inside of the warhead, you know, to nuclear reactors, Slovakia. They create the nuclear reactors that even the submarines and things run off of. Nuclear-powered submarines, there's a bunch of nuclear-powered stuff, man. The Lord created all of it. It says, and I have created the waster to destroy. The waster meaning the bomb, the nuclear bomb. Okay, so the Lord created the waster to destroy. All right, so those nukes aren't just going to be sitting there for no reason, just sitting there and people just looking at them. Oh, we got nukes, but ain't nobody ever used them. Ain't nobody seen them being used. No, they're going to be used, man. The Lord is coming to bring judgment upon this earth. All right, Matthew 10:34. Think not that I come to send peace on the earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. So the Lord said he coming to, don't be thinking that I'm going to come to send peace and acting like everything's going to be cool. No, the Lord said it ain't going to be cool. I'm coming to bring a sword to this place. And that's red letters, man. All right, verse 35, it says, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes should be they of his own household. That's why your own family members are going to sell you out for some money. They're going to promise them $1,000, show us where he is, tell us where he is, and your ass is good as gone, because they're going to do it. Okay, they're going to do it. They're going to give you up, and that's just what it's going to be, man. All right. This is Isaiah 13:9. It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. So the Lord is going to lay this place desolate, man. It says, and he's going to destroy the sinners thereof out of this place, man. All right. Isaiah 13, and let's go to 13. And it says, therefore will I shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, in the day of his fierce anger. He's going to shake the heavens. All right, this place is going to be shaken. It's already shaking right now, but it's really going to be shaking when those missiles start hitting, man. All right? That's what's about to happen in this earth, man. This is Isaiah 24:19. It says, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. Yeah, not only just because of the uproars of the people and things that are going to be happening, but the earth's going to be moving exceedingly, all right, when missiles start hitting, man. All right, huge hurricanes and things like earthquakes. Like the Lord's going to tear this place up, man. That don't mean that the earth is going to be destroyed. That means America is going to be destroyed. The earth is going to abide forever. It says the earth shall rule to and fro like a drunkard. Yeah. And if the earth is reeling to and fro like a drunkard, just think what the water's doing, right? That's why I've had dreams about huge tsunami waves, like taking all of California, the whole West Coast into the water type shit. I've had dreams about that type of stuff, man. So it says the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. The earth shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. So the transgression thereof is going to be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. The Lord is about to destroy this place, man. Going back to that Joel, I think I read it yesterday. Speak Joel 2, talking about how the missiles are gonna they're gonna run up the wall, like they're gonna run up the wall and enter into the window, man. All right, so they're gonna hit everything they're supposed to hit, man. That's that Joel 2. Then I'll read it again. I just read it yesterday. Let's do Joel 2. And verse 1, it says, blow you the trumpet in Zion and sound the alarm in my holy mountain. That's what we're doing, man, blowing the trumpet. All right? Sounding the alarm, letting our people know that war is coming, man. All right? It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. That's right, the day of the Lord cometh. It says, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There have not been the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. All right, and the Lord of hosts means the Lord of armies. So the Lord is gathering all these nations together to come against America. Okay, they're missiles. All right, because the Lord going to be in the missiles, man. All right, and that's what this scripture is talking about. It says, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. A fire devoureth before them because of the friction from the missile going in and out of the atmosphere, pushing against the air. It's going to make the top of the missile glow. You know what I'm saying? You ever shot a gun so much that it start glowing at the top? and you gotta chill out for a little bit, or else it'll bend, it'll move, it'll just so basically kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Whenever something's going, that metal's going against the air, because those thrusters are pushing it against the air. You know what I'm saying? So that friction is making it red at the top. So it says a fire devoureth before them. That's talking about the tip of the missile. And behind them a flame burneth. That's talking about the thrusters that are pushing the missile through the air. It says the land is the Garden of Eden before them. That's talking about everybody's just chilling, as in the days of Noah, just chilling, having a good old time. And then all of a sudden the missile hit, right? It says, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them, because after the missile hit, ain't nothing going to be able to survive, all right? Before the missile hit, it was like the Garden of Eden. Everybody was chilling. They was at the park hanging out. But when the missile hit, everything around it for miles is going to be disintegrated, man. And for miles after that, it's going to be burnt up with radiation and eventually die off. Like, all right, and that's what it's talking about. All right, it's lucky. I'll be up. And it says, it says, the appearance of them is the appearance as horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains, shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their faces the people are much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. That's right. All faces going to gather blackness, man. All right. It says, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march every one on his ways. They shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. Yeah, it's talking about missiles. They're not going to run into each other. Your Iron Dome ain't going to help. None of that's going to help, man. It says, they shall walk every one in his own path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. The Iron Dome ain't going to stop them. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run up the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. Woo! They shall enter into the windows like a thief. The Lord said, you're going to come as a thief in the night. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark. Yeah, man, because all that soot that's going to be in the sky after those missiles, you ain't going to be able to see no sun and no moon or anything. It says, and the stars shall withdraw their shining, and the Lord Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army. Yeah, the Lord of hosts, man. For his camp is very great. For he is strong to execute his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible. And who can abide it, man? This vision, that's going to be some serious stuff, man. All right, so these missiles ain't going to be playing with nobody, man. And then they want to get one more. Let me see what this will say. The missiles ain't going to be playing, man. All right. Yeah. This is Jeremiah 50:29. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against her round about. And that's what the Lord is doing right now. All right. He's got Venezuela's got help from Russia. All right. China's ready to rip into Taiwan, and they cool with going against America eventually. Everybody's against America, man. Iran, think how many American have killed a bunch of their leaders. They ready to get on America's ass. Japan and China about to go at it over Taiwan. They're eventually they're all brothers, man. They're gonna come against America. America's allies like France and Britain. Your mother is confounded. Great Britain. All those nations are gonna come against America too. Lord said, it says, call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against her round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done, do unto her. For she have been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. So the Lord is letting it be known, like, I'm about to, this is what I want y'all to do. It says, therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in the day. In that day, saith the Lord. Yeah, because a bunch of people about to go to war, man. A bunch of you guys are about to go to war. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud. Talking about America, Babylon the Great. Talking about you Edomites in particular, so-called white men. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord God, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the Lord of hosts. For thy day is come. Man, the Lord said, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And you can feel it in the air. The Lord is visiting this place, man. All right? It says, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall rise him up. And that's talking about America. And I will kindle a fire in his cities. Woo! Civil war coming, man. And it shall devour all round about him. That's right. It's kindling a fire in these cities. These people are kindled up, man. Their anxiety, their anger is being kindled up. They're angry. They can't afford nothing. They're losing their homes. They're losing their jobs. Hey, people ain't going to be able to take too much anymore, man. Real soon, man. Okay? Yeah, man. So the Lord is building this anger, building this place up, man. All right. Let me see. Do I want to get one more? I think that's pretty much it. Let me see what this one say. Let's get that. Zephaniah. Let me see. Yeah, we can go to Zephaniah 1:1. We can hit that one too. Yeah, this is Zephaniah 1:2, and it says, and I will utterly consume all things from off the land, saith the Lord. And I will consume man and beast, and I will consume the fowls of the heavens and the fishes of the sea. Yeah, it's gonna be a sacrifice. This America is about to be a great sacrifice, man. The Lord's about to burn this place up, man. It says, in the fishes of the sea, and the stumbling blocks with the wicked, and I will cut off man from off the land, saith the Lord. That's right. So the Lord said he's going to cut off man from off the land. Yeah, this is verse 14. Zephaniah 1:14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. That's right. It hasteth greatly. And you can feel it in the air. You can, like a Beanie Siegel song, I can feel it in the air. You can feel it in the air that the Lord is getting closer and closer to delivering his elect out of this place and ultimately destroying this place, man. All right? The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord, man. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. The mighty men, yeah. Their armies are going to cry. It says that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. Yeah, you're gonna wake your ass up. All right. Now you're gonna be. Oh man, where those prophets? They were trying to tell us about this. It says, and I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men. Yeah, blind men. You don't know what the hell to do. You don't know where to turn to. Who can I run to? You ain't gonna be able to know where to go. It says, because they have sinned against the Lord. The Lord said He's gonna make you blind because you have sinned against the Lord, man. Yeah, that reminded me of whenever those people tried to get in there and get those angels in Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, they tried to get in. They try to get into. They try to get into Lot's house, man, and try to rape the angels, bro. And the Lord had to make them blind, bro. And that's what the Lord doing to a bunch of y'all Israelites too these days, making you blind so you don't find the right direction. That's why you're going off. You're extra going off type of shit. The Lord will make you blind in this truth, make you go in the wrong direction. Like everybody's following these different camp leaders, telling them that the RFID chip is not the mark of the beast, telling them that the mark of the beast is sin or sleeping with white women or things like that. The Lord purposely did that. So the Lord will make you blind. It says, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men. The Lord is making people blind out here. That's why we got that Isaiah 33:6, Lord willing. Stability, that wisdom and knowledge, this scriptures right here, man. This is our light. This is going to help us to make it out of this darkness, man. Lord willing. All right. The Lord is our help, man. This word is our health, man. You know, it says that they shall walk like blind men because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in that day. All your Bitcoin, your dollars, and all this other shit, all this shit's good. But they just now, the penny, man, I got so many damn pennies, man. The penny, they said the penny, they done got rid of the penny. So just think how much more easier it is to get rid of the dime or the quarter and things like that, or whatever, man. This whole currency is about to be gone, man. Like, they just threw a penny away, like, fuck a penny. But they tripping because those pennies been working, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no pennies on the ground nowhere. Like, you know, I do a lot of walking and stuff downtown, and you know what I'm saying, around a lot of homeless people sometimes and shit, man. I be seeing it. Ain't no pennies out there, ain't no dimes, ain't no nothing. Hey, sooner or later, ain't gonna be no gum in between the crevices, man. Motherfucker gonna eat the gum out of there because they gonna be so hungry, man. Ain't nobody finding no pennies on no ground no more, no nothing, man. I don't know. Hey, they ain't let nothing get by, goddamn. No pennies add up. But yeah, they said no more pennies or whatever. So, you know, you can't trust in this place, man. It says, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all that dwell in the land. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Hopefully this message was edifying. Like to say shalom.